right, Kristen, is the next presenter ready? All right, next
Yep.
topic, teens take action. If you want to go ahead and I see your mic's working, so if you want to go ahead and just introduce yourself and you can
All
begin.
right. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. And the connection's good? Fantastic. I am camping. I found a coffee shop with a friendly backyard who's they're being very nice. So apologies, I'm in a sweatshirt too, but I'm here.
If
Hello.
if the internet starts glitching out, we'll let you know,
Okay,
and
thank
feel
you.
free to turn your video off to save bandwidth, and then the audio will work better if it comes to that.
Okay, I'll just kind of watch you guys. So thank you very much. I'm also super sorry I haven't gotten to see all these amazing presentations. It is like my most favorite thing in the world to see what everybody has come up with and see everything. And I know it will be on YouTube and I will be watching it later next week. Anyway, thank you very much for having me. My name is Kelli Peterson. I started Teens Take Action. And this is an invitation to all of the teens and the tweens in the room here. If you have an idea that you've been sitting on, if you are not one of the presenters today, but you're here supporting one of the presenters, if you are a parent who knows a teen or tween that has an idea or a curiosity or something that they've been wanting to get started in the world, this is for you. And it could be anything. Maybe been wanting to start a podcast. Maybe you see something in your neighborhood that needs to be fixed or changed. Maybe you have an idea for a business, or maybe you've been kind of sitting and noodling with your brother or sister or a really good friend of yours on an idea. What I want to invite you to do this summer is to get started on it. This summer, I'm running something called Teens Take Action, a 3-day idea sprint. It is online. It is 90 minutes a day with some homework in between because you got to get those ideas going. And it is on June 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And Kristen, I don't know if you've shared the link in the chat, but all of the information is there.
I'm
Thank
putting
you.
it on YouTube now.
Awesome. Thank you. So, this is a space to work on your idea. Build a real action plan, figure out what your resources and skills are, help you focus on the idea, and make sure that you walk away with an action plan to get started. You will get a certificate of completion and a lot of feel goods, and potentially even not a study buddy, but a partner to start taking action with. So, the super cool thing about this, and I think the magic that really happens, is you're going to be working with other teens and tweens who have their own ideas too. So, there's real conversation happening. You're going to be in breakout sessions. It's not just going to be me and you and a bunch of people and screens looking at each other. We're going to be working on a big whiteboard. You're going to have partners to bounce the ideas off of. And it's 3 days because you have time to work on this idea in between each of the 3 days and share out your ideas. So it gets better. It's like I'm a car salesman up here. You guys aren't buying cars yet, but it's only $25 and it's $25 for the 3 days because I really want you guys to get started and I really want you guys to realize you have it in you to get started. You have the resources. It's in June so that you've got all summer to work on it. And this $25 covers all your materials. So you're probably like, why? Why does this work? How do you know this works? Why should it be me and you and all of the teens? So I have spent years working with adult entrepreneurs. And guess what? Kid entrepreneurs aren't that different, except that you're just a little younger. Um, Adult entrepreneurs aren't the smartest, aren't the most talented, aren't the most connected. They don't have some magic that you don't know about. It means they just had the initiative. So they're the ones that just jumped in and just said, I'm going to start figuring it out because I care about this so much. That's you guys. What I'm here to do is help you connect the dots, figure out your plan, figure out what you already know because you've kind of been obsessing about this idea, maybe actually help you tease one out of 3 ideas you have. And basically just give you the tools and the energy to say, I can start making this happen. I wrote a book last year called Gen Z Teens Take Action, and I interviewed 14 teens just like you guys. They had passion, they came from really unique backgrounds, just like you guys do. They had a set of circumstances. They were seeing things in a way that nobody else does. And guess what? That's how things change this world. So I'm here to help you realize that. These teens that I talked to, the stories in the book, one of them went on to give a TEDx talk after starting a nonprofit that basically got kids to do all the nonprofit work. She's based in St. Louis, Mississippi. These two sisters got hair care products with positive messaging on the store shelves of Target. Someone else went to advise the White House to help them get out the youth vote. So these are all things that you guys can do. And I want to come back to the parents and the educators in the room. If you know somebody, and you probably do, like a teen or tween who's sitting on an idea, it's 3 days this summer, an hour and a half each day, super low investment, $25. Maybe you can gift it to them as an eighth grade graduation present or a birthday present. Anyway, ideally, this is going to give them the roadway, the roadmap, and the journey to get started on those ideas. So registration is now open, as they say, via the link in the chat that was shared. And I want to see if anybody has any questions. Did I leave anything out? Is our connection good? Hello, hello.
Oh, yep. Sorry, I
Okay,
hear you.
okay.
I'm curious. Can you help define idea? Does it need to be a business idea? Is there constraints to the type of ideas, or what are you looking
No,
for in the sprint?
the idea, like, what kind of idea do you want to get started on? I mean, basically, so the kids in the book that I talked to, it was a big idea. There's a lot of, entrepreneurs in the world, like there are on this channel. There's a lot of kids with ideas, innovation ideas, like, a digital app, or that seems to be the thing these days. There was also a lot of the kids I talked to did social impact work. They saw community projects that they wanted to get involved with. Maybe you want to start a tutoring business for the kids in your neighborhood or at school. One kid started a financial literacy blog that has become a nationwide class and also ended up being a ballot initiative in the state of Washington because he did so much research on the idea. So these ideas, they're really kind of come from your curiosity. What are you curious about? What is it that you think you want to try? Do you want a podcast? Could be a dog walking service. So you just don't know how to get started. And I'm here to say you can get started and we'll help you build a plan that works with your network, your resources, and your time. So, because everybody's working with different things. Does that explain it?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
love it. Just want to try and remove the barriers. If anybody has any hesitations, what are the hesitations they might be thinking about? And so, is there a sign you look for that tells you a kid is ready to take action? Like, what is it that you look for to say this is something that you're ready to make a move on?
Well, I find that it's the kids sort of looking at you, and you can tell they want to say something, but they're kind of afraid to raise their hand. I mean, kids and adults are kind of the same thing. They've got a little fear, like, what if well, actually, kids are better about this than adults. They don't have a fear. They don't have a filter. It's sort of like, well, is this like I've been wondering if I could? And the things, honestly, when I've done this workshops with other groups, these kids have the ideas already. And they actually, when they get with their friend, especially, or other teens, they're like, and what about this? And you've been saying this, and what about this? And what about that cafe around the corner? And what about that park that we live near? So what I find is if a kid has been wondering about something, they usually have an idea and they've been thinking about it for a while. So it's not just the kids, the extroverts. It's sometimes it's the quiet kids that have been really noodling on things.
Love that. I'm curious, in all of your interviews, has there been like, is there a story or an example that like sticks out as like, this is a cool one that I just had to share this story?
They're all super cool. What is the story that I just had to share? Um, I actually one of the most two heartwarming stories. One is I know you work a lot with homeschooled kids. There is a young girl that I worked with. She was 10, or that I interviewed, and she's actually in the book that I wrote. Now that I think about it, she's homeschooled. She's 10. lives in the Midwest, had a business that she wanted to start, got a grant from Venture Lab, and this was in the middle of COVID and super shy. And what she started getting is the tools to realize I need to start going to farmers markets to figure out what people are looking for. She actually developed crafts projects, so soaps for home use and candles to make people feel good during COVID. She started going to farmers markets and shopping and started talking to other vendors selling products. She started talking to customers. Anyway, she started this business. She had this business for 3 years. She is now 13 and on to her second business. So making wearable fidgets, fidgetable clothing. So she's 10, started this business, and she's 13 and she's on to her second business. So curious and resourceful. And again, just needed the tools Venture Lab helped her. So anybody, you can go to anybody. You don't have to just take my workshop, even though I'm making it really easy for you. My goal is to just get kids to kind of realize they've got the potential and the ideas based on their unique circumstances and go do it.
I love it. One quick question is if there's any students out there that the $25 is inhibited, do you offer scholarships? Is there a place to reach out? If there's somebody
Um,
that says the finances is the barrier?
that's a great idea. You know what? We'll figure that out. Reach out to me. That's a great question. I have not heard that yet, but we'll figure it out. It's like a business. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's right. We problem
So,
solve together.
We problem
so,
solve together.
so along those lines, if you could tell students one thing, what would you want them to understand
Tell
based on
somebody
your
about your
experience?
idea. Tell somebody about your idea. Start to get that idea out there, let it breathe, and get feedback. That's the thing that gives you momentum. And then it's not just in your head, and it starts becoming, you start developing your own momentum around it. The more you talk about it, the more you develop a habit and ritual and asking people and things to find out more about. And it's a little bit addictive. So, like, if you're an entrepreneur or an idea generator by what it starts to feel like when you want to find out more, which I know everybody on this call feels.
Absolutely.
Questions?
Great.
I'm looking at the chat. I don't think I see questions in the chat.
Yeah, I
Or
was
maybe I'm in
looking
the wrong
at
chat.
No, you're fine. I'm also watching YouTube, and Julie helped me out because I was posting the links and they weren't showing up for some reason. So she jumped in and helped me and posted those for us.
Thank you,
Um,
Julie.
so
And
yeah, Jake, do you have one?
no, no, I just want to jump in for a second. Um, I got an email literally as we're talking here. My computer beeped, and you now have a donation for scholarships, Kelly. Somebody will donate $50. You get to decide whether it's two $25 or five
Oh
$10.
my gosh.
So you get to decide who gets to select that. But for anyone who's watching, the price of Kelly's program has now come down a little bit.
And I actually want to give some qualifiers to that. I want to give it to somebody who is going to bring a friend
Well,
because
it's up to you.
when I see two friends working on an idea together, it's like sparks, like going crazy. So thank you so much to whoever did that. And I'll connect with you, Jake. That's
Yes.
amazing.
There
Amazing.
we go. Any student out there, any
Yep.
teen that's got that idea, no barriers now.
Fantastic. And thank you. Please make yourself known. That's amazing.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
And that
thank you
was
so
perfect
much.
timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing because we're running out of time. So that was a great way, a positive note to end the presentation on.
Awesome. I'm going to go get a hot dog.
Love it. Have fun
All
Love it.
camping.
right.
Yes.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.